So we have to go this way because we have to go through there, which is right there, and then through there. So we got some weird little currents here which seem to be slowing us down as usual, but we're still cutting along pretty good. Looks like a catamaran over there's got a sail up, but he's going a different direction than us, so he can do that. He can get away with that because we, of course, have wind on our nose. For the most part, it's coming from like right over there, and we're headed that way at the moment. And it looks like crabbing season must have just opened or something, because all kinds of crabbers just all of a sudden came out. They're littering the waters with crab pots, which is super exciting. But yep. Anyway, we'll check back later. Okay, so now we're at American Camp, which, if you really, it's just the little anchorage is called American Camp, but American Camp is actually over here. And then we'll be going through here and out Cattle Pass and over to Port Angeles, which I believe is, where is Port Angeles? Let's see here. It's right about there. So we'll be doing that tomorrow morning. We're leaving at 7 a.m. or so. But this is a pretty anchorage. We've been here several times in the past. We came here with the legendary Ron DeRue and Ryan Bradley, and there's a little baby marina right over there. But and some nice houses over here. Let's see. Nice houses right there. But yeah, so we just have to go around those little rocks right there and then over to the right and try and avoid these freaking crab pots that these guys put down recently. See if I can find one. There's one right there. And there's one right there. There's a whole bunch of them out here. Little suckers try and get you. Anyways, yeah. So we went to see about anchoring over there, but it's entirely too shallow. I don't care for it. So we always try and hit right off the coast of this big root ball that's sitting up on the shore. That's about it. This is the last stop before we go to Port Angeles, obviously. Port Angeles is the last stop before we go to sea. So after that, we'll just be out in the ocean. Done deal.
We're getting ready to head to Port Angeles, which is our last stop before we head out into the ocean. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Or are you nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous about Santa Fuca.
Yeah.
Not so much the ocean. Can you stow that when you get a chance?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be super windy when we go from American Camp to Port Angeles. I have a hard time remembering that name for some reason. So we've got everything lashed down, got everything ready. Deck is clear. Beautiful morning. I think it's about 6:45. So we'll see how it is. Nice glassy water. We'll see how it is when we get out in Rosario.
All right. We are now we're crossing Santa Fuca. We're not heading down the straits, but we're crossing Santa Fuca to get to Port Angeles. And last night the wind blew pretty decently for quite a few hours, so we have a little bit of chop, a little bit of bump.
It's kind of hard to see on video because you can't really, like, there's not great perspective.
Right. The all you can really do is see the horizon disappear and show up when you point at the front of the boat or whatever. But right now, and it comes in sets. I imagine that's every ocean everywhere. But like right now, it's a medium to small set. But some of them get pretty big. And
so if you can see, like, watch, where's the camera? The horizon here in relationship to our boat, like it's turning side to side and then up and down. That's the best way to kind of give you perspective of what's happening.
And if you aim at me, you can see how I'm.
Oh, there's a big wave.
You point at me.
Woo!
So you can see how
Can't see it in the video.
I'm trying to stay level.
Otto's like, point at me, I want to be on camera now.
Well, and you weren't. But, and it's not that I want to be on camera, but those waves were a good indication of how. Anyway, so it doesn't matter now; they're gone. So.
Well, we can wait it out.
Yeah.
Because look, here's more.
So I'm trying to stay level. So that means the boat is moving obviously the opposite of what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to just stay upright, which helps me from getting sick more as well.
Oh, I couldn't hold the camera still on that one. That was a big
It went
one.
up and down rather than side to side. Here comes one that's semi-big.
So everybody thinks it's like cocktails and sunsets, but I don't know how you can do that on a sailboat.
No, I don't think you can. The Santa Fuca is notoriously bad, and right now it's not really that bad. It's actually just sort of entertaining.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Like, stuff's not, we have everything stowed away, so we're not, having everything fall over inside, but.
Right, we've only got 8, 9 knots of wind.
So we're motor sailing at the moment.
Yeah, but we're doing 6 knots. We're doing pretty good.
I'm going to try and get you a video of the waves. It's so hard to get perspective, but some of them are pretty big. Woo! Like that one. Of course, the fun stuff happens when you don't have the video on. So we just did a tack, and the very tip of our boat, the bowsprit, went underwater with the anchor. So I'm gonna see if we can get it, get it on video again. I'm not even sure if you guys can see that far forward, so I'll try it. Ow! Sorry, I slipped. Okay, we'll see if we can get it again.
Now it seems like they're more than 4 feet, because it's easier to tell what's happening.
Yeah. Okay, so. Woohoo! So he's clipped in at all times. So if he falls over, he's still attached to the boat. And now he tossed me the water jug that I can bring in over here. Alright, that's our little system. Alright, so Otto has decided to go out there. He's got his little harness on and he's clipped to the boat. 2-part system, so he's always clipped in no matter what. You can see by the horizon the waves are pretty aggressive, but we've been motor sailing, and at this point the benefit to having the sails up is that we're heeling over and the waves are it's kind of taking away some of the blunt force and rolliness from the ocean. But The wind is not 14 knots like predicted. It's between 6.5 and 7. And the sails aren't really helping as much since we have to tack and sail according to the wind, which is taking us this way, and we literally need to go 90 degrees that way. So we're gonna take the sails down, try really hard not to get seasick, which we've both taken a little bit of seasickness medicine. And then we're gonna motor into Port Angeles so we can just get there before this continues to build and get more and more aggressive. But it was fun. And also check our Instagram stories because I made some videos of the waves and the bow kind of going underwater a little bit. It's kind of fun. So check that out.
Okay, so I have to go tighten up a shackle on the staysail sheet, but not at the moment. I'm not going to do it because it's kind of a bit rough. But it came loose and the shackle came off and the staysail sheet just started flopping, but luckily I have like a little mini topping lift on there, so it couldn't really go anywhere. But I had to go up there and put the shackle back on at least. I am starting to feel a little bit seasick because some of them are like 8-foot waves. These are really big and they're pretty steep. So, but what we did was we put up the mizzen.
Can't really see the waves.
Put the mizzen up.
That's the mizzen right there.
Yep. And I put out just a little squirt of head sail, just to balance it up. And we're balanced pretty good. And so now we're taking, here comes the big wave. Hold on, Jamie. Now we're taking the waves in a different way, which feels more comfortable to me. That big wave kind of just was diffused, if you will. We got 16 knots of wind.
And how fast are we traveling?
Sometimes 18. Right now we're doing 6.2.
So since putting up the sails, how much speed have we increased?
Well, it's more consistent. We're staying over 6 knots, number one. Number two, the problem with just having just the engine going by itself, yeah, we were able to go exactly the direction we wanted to go, but every time we plowed into one of those big waves, it would slow us down to like 2.5, sometimes 2.2, and then cavitate, and it would take a little while to build back up speed. Now we're charging. I mean, now it's 20 knots of wind, so we're almost doing 7 knots of boat speed, so it's better with sails up, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, that's what happened.
So we're about halfway across San Diego. Otto's getting seasick. We just gave him more seasick medication. I myself seem to be doing it fine. Not sure why. He's seasick and I'm not. Well, I mean, we get sick in the car really easy too.
Yeah.
So, just plugging along. Doing lots of spray on the boat here. There's some white caps out there. But we're about halfway through, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're pretty close to shore now, and there's this giant container ship. He's doing 18 knots. Going so fast. So we're almost to Port Angeles. Our ETA is in about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so we're going with the current now, so we're making pretty good headway. And the sea has definitely calmed down. The wind picked up about 21 knots and it died back down. What's the wind right now? 10 knots, and we're doing how fast? 6.5.
Jamie went to bed and back to bed. So we have sunset coming up. We got a little bit of wind already, which I didn't quite expect, but we're about 10 to 12 knots of wind. Sea's still pretty chill, still relatively mild, maybe 2 foot. But already, so back there is Port Angeles. We left that, and yeah, it's starting to feel pretty real. But off we go. So just narrowly missed that giant log thing floating. So we have to, that's why we have to keep our eyes peeled. We don't run into stuff. That looked really big actually. That really probably would have made a big sound. But just pretty much enjoying the view. There's what looks like a cruise ship out here. Coming through the straits. See if I can get on him. Yeah, he looks really far away, like 10 miles or something, but definitely have to watch so we don't run into stuff. But this is a pretty view here as well. Focus. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but yep. Nice looking stuff. Sun's shining on that mountain over there. A little bit peeking through the clouds. That's pretty up there too. Yeah. Okay. Well, the wind hasn't picked up, but the seas have built a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit bouncier. Not really bad. Nothing to be concerned about. I guess it's keeping me awake because I'm desperately trying not to fall asleep because I'm so tired. And it's only like we've barely just begun, so I can't wait until I'm like ultra fatigued, and we've been into this for a long time. But I'm going to try and wait until 8 o'clock if I can before I wake up the XO and see if she'll come up and take a watch while I catch a couple of winks. And yeah, okay, we're making good time.
Yeah.
We both took a couple of small naps after we
Not just you, me.
after we got underway, and we're making real good time now. When we first left, there were times where it said we were going to get there at 7, 8 o'clock, and now it's claiming we're going to get there a little after 2, sometime between 2 and 3. And the seas have really calmed down. It's really pretty chill. I think you can probably tell. I mean, there's a little teeny bit of movement, but I don't think you can really be in big water without any kind of movement. And this is 12 miles across and really long, and coming straight from the ocean. So I just don't think there can be no movement. But we did see, there's a little sailboat right out there. We saw.
Oh yeah, 30-footer.
He's like a 30-footer. And he's going downwind, so he's probably having a really good time. But feels a lot better. There's no seasickness involved. There were a few minutes where it was a little bit bumpy, maybe an hour or two, but hardly anything in comparison to that first day crossing like Rosario. So pretty nice though.